we can write system of differential equation in matrix form, even if the equation are not linear. In this case, that is what we have. Right. First, we locate the highest power. Here we have x double prime and the third derivative of y. So if we solve for those two terms and move everything to the other side, we're going to have 5 derivative of x plus t to the 4th y minus, sorry, we move to the other side. So 5y, 5x prime minus t to the 4y plus sine t x, right? And then we solve for y cubed. I mean, the third derivative of y, negative 2y double prime minus, that turn into a plus when it moved to the other side, minus 2y prime minus e to the t x. Right. What we see is on the right hand side we'll have x derivative, y first and second derivative. So in that case, that's how we set up the variables. So again, on the right hand side we have x. So let's say x1 is x, derivative is x2, and then we don't have the derivative, second derivative of x. That is on the left hand side, which we don't need. Now we go to y. x3 is y. We only do for the right hand side here. x4 is y prime, and x4, x5 is y double prime. And now with that we can say, and then the question is, what is x double prime? Since x2 is equal to x prime, we check the derivative on both sides. And so x double prime is x2 prime. Same thing here. If we take derivative on both sides, x5 derivative is equal to y triple prime. All right. Now, this equation I will rewrite using all the substitution we just have. So x double prime is going to be x2 prime. 5x prime is x2 minus t to the 4th. Y is x cubed. Sorry, x sub 3. And then sine t. X is just x1. So we have one equation. The second equation, x5 prime is equal to y to the per power. That will be negative 2 y double prime, which will be x5 plus t to the 4th. X prime is x2 minus y prime is x4, and minus e to the t, x is x1. Right, so we have x2 prime and x5 prime. And then you say, what happened to x1 prime, x3 prime, and x4 prime? We can just manufacture that manually. So we can say x1 prime. What is that? Of course, x1 prime is just derivative of x, which is x2. So we have equation x1 prime is x2. So we have x1 prime. Now we go to x3 prime. x3 prime is derivative of y. We just take derivative both sides of this equation. We have x3 prime is y prime is x4. Similarly, x4 prime is y prime, so x4 prime is y double prime, which is x5. Now from all of that, we can stack into the derivative on the left hand side, x1, x2, x3, x4, and x5. Of course, we're talking about the derivative here, so that all derivative. Right, first x1 prime. Now they use different colors, so it's easy to see. x1 prime is x2. So we only have one x2. Everything else is 0. x2 prime is this, which will be 5x2 negative t to the fourth x3 sine t x1 and nothing else. We don't have to go in order. x3 is just x3 prime is just x4, 1 x4 that is, and everything else is 0. Same thing for x4 prime, which is just x5. Everything else is 0. And finally, x5 prime negative 2x5 t4x2 no x3 negative 2x4 and negative e to the t x1. So that's all the coefficients and the dependent variable x1, x2, x3, x4, and x5. And that's what we have for this problem. Who is that? Let's recap. The first thing we do is just solve for the highest power. See what happened. And after that, just on the right hand side, only the right hand side, write down how many dependent variable we have and all the derivatives. See, we have x prime, y prime, y double prime. There are 5 of them, so that's why we have x1 to x5 for everything we just have. And then on the right hand side, we calculate that, and we just have those two. We check the derivative to have the variable on the left hand side. So the x double prime is the x2 prime, and y triple prime is x5 prime. And after that, we have this system of equation. And then we can turn into the matrix form.